Smooth, James.
Invictus Gaming versus TongFu.
Whose turn to ban?
Welcome back into the Banner Royal Hall. I am Toby1, joined by
Wagamama.
And we are back. That's right. We moved from the smoothness that is the panel.
Yes.
James.
James completely delivering that one to us. So ever so nice.
Professional. Absolutely professional. But we are here, man. Game number 3. IG versus TongFu.
Oh, yes.
Like, I know I've been telling you ever since the competition started, I always thought that TongFu kind of like deserved to be in the final. They did really bring something special, something unique, and also really well executed. They had problems last night, but they seem to today. I won't say they had problems. There definitely were a couple of hiccups, but with these games that go this kind of long, you kind of expect things not to work 100% according to plan.
Well, they were struggling for sure, I would say. Like throughout that game, it wasn't an easy, smooth win. They were pressured so hard. So let's see how this game goes. And looking over to a ban and pick stage, we see OD being one of the ban-outs. Darkseer and Alchemist made it into the ban stage of IG, so they didn't really enjoy the fact that he just bashed away at the heroes.
Yeah, these guys also would have been watching the games earlier today. There's no way they want to let a Darkseer anywhere near the lineup. And with the ever farming Alchemist,
lots of respect bans here.
Yeah, that's Storm Spirit taken against Ferrari, but they respect ban the SF in the last game. We'll see if they're going to do the same thing again, or if Invictus Gaming are the first pickup, they go with the Batrider who slips through the pool.
Yeah, when you ban out the Storm like that, when you have the Batrider still available for the enemy team, then you basically say, okay, take Bat, and that's exactly what IG are gonna do. They might even feel confident going for that Shadow Fiend in an early phase now. We see Lifesteal and Chen being the pickups of how.
Yeah, so got good strength, got good stayability from them. I'm really liking the Batrider. Batrider is one of those guys that breaks a stalemate. So for people at home, they get their Firefly up and running with the Blink Dagger, the 4-staff, it lets you initiate, it lets you jump in, it lets you dictate the terms. And even up against heroes like Lifestealer, like Rage will stop it from taking the damage, but it won't stop it from being ensnared and pull back out again.
Yeah, that is true. And I really feel that when you have a Lifesteal and Chen, you can put some decent pressure. But against Batrider, it's always scary. It doesn't matter if you have Magic Immunity with Rage or if you have a big army of creeps. When Batrider has a Blink Dagger and 4-staff, he can pull someone so out of position that it's always risky. And are IG gonna head into a Shadow Fiend in the first phase, or are they gonna let it go?
It's pretty certain that Hal will ban it out in the second phase if they don't take it now. So
almost
it's either
definitely
pick it now. In fact, there's a man on your screen. He's the one that will be playing that SF if it does get selected. But is it going to really synergize the way he wants it to with that, like with the Batrider? Like, what are we looking for as far as the combination goes if he does get the SF?
Yeah, the combination. I mean, they're gonna head into the Weaver actually. So that's gonna be their pickup. It was very effective for Mu in the last game. Laning phase was sick. How hard he shut down that Morphling on the mid lane.
Yep.
And that was a huge impact in the game. Puck being banned out, pretty forward ban, just banning it against the Lifesteal combination, jumping in. It's too strong with silence, so don't want any of that.
This is a real weird position for Hal. Like, he doesn't know where this Batrider is going to end up. You got Weaver as well as Batrider on the field. We saw the attempt to treat Protector combination before as well. Like, that's something else just to keep in the back of the mind for TongFu if Invictus Gaming do want to run this Weaver on the long lane, which then means you throw the Batrider into the solo mid. More than likely, we're assuming that Zhou will be taking up that role as the Weaver.
Oh yeah, most likely he will be playing it. He always likes playing these carry heroes with good escape mechanisms.
Yep.
And Protector does get banned out.
It's just precautionary. It's just precautionary. There's so little other things they can ban out. They just know, well, at least we know that it won't be a long lane Weaver and a defensive tri-lane. Maybe they have to attempt something else. Yeah,
maybe. And it's a little bit awkward for Hao as well, because he banned out that Storm or Respect ban in the first phase, and then he ends up picking up the Lifestealer. So now, not too many combinations available, really. Of course, there's the Queen of Pain, but Puck and Storm being banned out, even the DK. And Rubik gonna be a pickup.
This kind of locks down a little bit more now for Invictus Gaming for their supports. These big heroes, which they may have been thinking about, being Bane will be the first one that comes to mind up against that Lifestealer, or the Enigma, which will also hold the Lifestealer in position. No longer real options for Invictus Gaming when you've got a hero like a Rubik on the field, not unless you know you can control him and gank him up first. And that's not something you will always know.
Yeah, it's always risky to play an Enigma or anything like a Magnus against Rubik, especially Enigma with that channeling ulti. It's just so hard to get it off.
5 seconds
and
remaining.
That means that They might want to pick up something more that goes through BKB, but good thing they already have Batrider. He can hold that lifesteal if it goes to a mid game and they need to disable him somehow. And also Weaver, being a very mobile carry, can stay away from the lifesteal pretty easily.
Yeah. I'm wondering if IG just want to go for something normal here or not. Because we've still got different, like, we've seen such diversity from so many of the teams. And we're going to go with the Naga Siren in for IG.
TongFu's turn to
Naga Siren going to be the pickup. That's another good way to just hold the lifesteal still. And not really the best spells for Rubik to steal, even though we saw Arsart steal that mirror image and just making sick plays with it. Big props to that one.
Yeah, his primary reason is that lifestealer. Control him, hold him in position, or any other hero that is on the chase, and then the Riptides also can make it very difficult for Rubik, Chen, or the Chen creeps to get themselves all the way into position. So, nice little pickup. Should be a support Naga Siren in this case. And that does still mean that if they wanted to, they could still be looking at an aggressive tri-lane up on top. I say that almost hopefully, like a Keeper of the Light comes up as the fourth pickup from IG, and then they run the Weaver, the Naga, as well as the Coddle up on that top lane. A very brutal combination as well. And then your Batrider as well as whoever can be selected for the other lanes.
Yeah, I feel that with Naga Siren they should really add something more like an AoE combination though. Having Batrider, having Weaver, sure they're like two nice heroes to get into position during the fight with the Naga ulti, but they need to throw down some spells. They need to have maybe an Ice Path, maybe something else, but I feel Jakiro might be a good pickup.
Jakiro, yeah.
Only downside of course is that Lifesteal can always get out of it, and there we go, Anti-Mage gonna be picked up.
Fun is not to be had here. Fun is not to be had, but also a double melee lifestealer and anti-mage. This is like ultimate greed here from TongFu, also running a jungle hero at the same time. This almost forces the lifestealer to run a long lane. In fact, that's kind of got to be what it has to be. Anti-mage can take a solo mid, but if he's going up against a Batrider, he is destroyed.
We need to see the last 3 picks before we really make up our minds completely. I mean, you have the option to go aggressive with lifesteal, having Chen and Rubik move around a little bit and solo the anti-mage on easy lane or even mid. But you could do something else as well, so it really comes down to what they want to go for, and there is that Shadow Fiend.
So Ferrari's wind up, Naga to help set up, and that will finish up our, well, should be our last core, unless it's a jungle Batrider. That will be our last call for Invictus Gaming.
That is our last core. It's really decided. And we saw some sick performance by Mushi earlier on that Shadow Fiend. It's going to be hard for IG Ferrari to outperform that one, but he can definitely do it. He is also an amazing player. I believe he's 5-0 now on his Shadow Fiend.
I leave the stats to K-Poptosis, man. Yeah. I know where it belongs.
10 seconds remaining.
We got our last pickup here, or last ban out from Hal. He's using his extra time for this with the SF pickup. He's got one support. He takes it the bait. So the one last hero he thought might be picked up to go up against that lifestealer has been removed, and that means Faith. He also has one last ban as well. One last core for TongFu that they would be picking up. He has to be removing right now. Could look towards an offlaner, but there's just so many of those.
There should be a mid hero, really. Like, looking over to TongFu's lineup, I'm still thinking that they should go aggressive, trialing with lifesteal, or maybe even with anti-mage and then have the lifesteal solo. But no matter how they want to do it, it should be a mid hero as their last pick.
Magnus was the one that was removed.
Yeah.
So Hal.
That Empower, probably the biggest part on that actually is the Empower that would be so scary on both Anti-Mage and Lifesteal. You can easily keep it on 2 heroes. For a very short period of time, you can keep it on 3 heroes at the same time. So a good ban out. Magnus has seen a lot of love in this tournament.
TongFu does not have a lot of time to decide this. Still looks like they're deciding, like, they're still talking about it a little bit inside. All right, now it looks like they've agreed. And Enigma will get him back again. TongFu will take. Big Man in Blue was their last hero, and they're taking Enigma as well as Chen, so we're looking at a core, a laning Enigma here.
Yeah, it could even be one of those times where we see a solo mid Enigma. I have seen it done so many times, sometimes in the European scene, and it's really hard to lane against. He can deny tons if he's against a solo hero mid. Could also, of course, offlane it. It's not impossible. Could give you a nice little dual lane mid and then a dual safe lane with Chen in the jungle.
5 seconds
but
remaining.
You have a lot of options if you're TongFu right now, how you want to lane this.
Looks like IG's also good ready to rock and rumble. There's no more discussion inside the box. for what they want to see appear. So they know it as going to be a Lion as our last selection. We add hexes, we add stuns, and we also add a very big amount of burst damage, but he is being played as a support in this game, which means we won't be looking at that Aghanim's very low cooldown time.
I believe for TongFu it will be Mu playing solo mid as the lifestealer. KingJ offlaning Enigma and might head into jungle and just move around a lot with this Rubik Chen combination. How will be the farmer? Over at IG, just talking through the picks a little bit more before they want to decide how they're going to go.
Well, they realize when TongFu select their heroes, they're going to work out exactly what lanes they're going to end up in. Obviously, it couldn't be instantly.
This is of course why they're sitting there. We were talking a lot about TongFu having so many options. If you're IG right now, you need to extremely carefully look at those options to see what are TongFu doing and how should we approach it. That's why IG are taking so long time right now.
Yep. But they forced to actually pick their last hero because we're inside the game. So in we go. We'll run through IG's line to start with. So it'll be Zhou as the Weaver over on the Radiant side. Ferrari 4-3-0, the mid-solo. YYF, the Batrider. And that will leave Faith supporting on the Naga side. And Chuan, who will be taking up that role as Lion, as their last one for IG. And as far as TongFu goes, we'll have Hao moving out as the Anti-Mage. We have double pooled tangos over to him with a poor man's shield. He'll be the Anti-Mage of this game. Mu will be also having some extra consumables, one set from SanSheng, walking around with a Quantum Blade. Also heading up towards that top lane. KingJ will be coming out with a couple of clarities, so into the jungle for him, or Assumption. Banana also on his way with Smoke as well as a clarity, and down the long lane it is SanSheng who's just coming down here to ward right now. Yeah,
SanSheng going down to ward, but I believe that actually this is going to be Enigma heading into a jungle and then just a lot of aggressive movement. We see Zhou going out here. They spot each other a little bit. Mu pinging out Zhou.
Yeah, they can't really kill him at level 1 though, because they don't want to have to use Malefice from KingJ, and Mu won't want to have open wounds at level 1 either. Yeah,
there's no way to kill him. And Zhou might even be... Yeah, he's gonna actually stay up here. So aggressive tri-lane, it would seem, indeed, from IG.
Sounds like a good plan to me.
And that's what they're gonna end up with. That might be a little bit dangerous, but this should also prompt KingJ to run all the way down to the bottom lane. Seeing Weaver stay up here means there's solo here on off lane. Enigma can easily stay down there and lane against that. Actually, Enigma can outlane a Batrider really hard if he just gets to lane one-on-one.
Seems like you won't be alone.
Yeah, it doesn't.
The two will hold hands with a haste rune as well. The ward's already prepared by SanSheng, so he stops the pull from happening. He also stops a hard cam stack from happening as well. And that lets KingJ be on the lane. And a haste rune from SanSheng. Is he really going to be able to make something out of this one with an SF? It's an easy way to gank up Ferrari. Blink up from Hao. Already wants the high ground. Telekinesis pick him up. Throw him back. Ferrari already low on life. He blocks him in. And that will be the first blood going to TongFu.
Beautiful play by SanSheng. So nice positioning. And we see Faith. He was also in the enemy jungle. He tried to get something done, but wow, SanSheng. Beautiful block there coming in.
That's a huge start. That's going to cripple Ferrari in the middle lane. It's already a rough lane as it is. Yep. You are trying to have an SF with no CS and you're coming in. Anti-Mage already managed to hit 4 for 2 and being involved in that kill on you. Faith's trying to just like hold the line for the moment. Actually picked up 2 here, but now Ferrari does come in and he'll have to work very, very hard to get his control back again. But he can flash farm. He can most definitely flash farm. He just requires the levels, which means Faith needs to leave this lane now.
Yeah, he gets some nice last hits under the tower. Already got 4 last hits since he got back to the lane, so his damage is back, but that start is not what IDU wanted. And Zhou laning against Mu here on top lane, getting some time to pay back actually, as he was the one receiving the Weaver power in the last game. Now abusing the fact that he's the stronger laner out of these two.
It's the beauty of Karma. SanSheng, another pick up right now on Ferrari. There is a blink of Val. We can see how he tapped it for a little bit. Thought about jumping on Ferrari. Fought against it at the end of the day.
Still a lot of tangos on this Anti-Mage.
Where's the Enigma head gone off to? He's actually inside the Radiant jungle now.
Yeah, he's just farming up over here. And he actually has a magic wand. So he was prepared to lane completely against the Batrider. But with Lion being down here, he's playing a little bit more safe.
Hao really needs to start using these tangos a hell of a lot more. In fact, just going to munch on one and give it over to SanSheng.
It's the problem about mid lane though. It's hard to just continuously eat tangos because the trees are so far away. So while you're CSing, you can't really back out and... Oh,
they really?
down.
And he managed getting picked off.
And snare, double raise, nice right clicks and a riptide. Top lane, we see a gank attempt as well.
Yeah, but Zhou's going to come back in range of that sentry wall, but he ran up further north.
That was his last invis though. Doesn't have mana to use one more, so he's a little bit off position now. And he's not going to be happy about this one.
Nope, because he can't get back down again. And the second he does, Banana will hold him.
Gonna be sitting here for at least 10 more seconds to regen that mana.
With an undead army as well, he's going to walk himself down here, and he's going to come out at the same time as the creep wave comes in, so it's even worse for Zhou. They could just try and fight him if they get that troll trap off. At the same time, SF, he's losing a lot of life there in the middle lane again. This anti-mage and Rubik, Zhou, there's your run. They can see him now with the troll trap. The TP support's coming in from the Naga Siren, and Zhou, well, quick movement will be enough damage for Mu. However, Zhou, he can't go in for this again, and now with the Riptide, they get a revenge kill. Into the Firefly as well for YYF. Was down the sticky napalm. He should be able to catch up to Mu right now, but he does not have
magic lasso,
but he will be able to slow down Mu. Rage is there, open wounds available as well. Mu just have to try and fight this one. He wants to use the open wounds to escape.
And snare.
Oh, did he really lose? Yes, snare will hold him there. Mu's out of mana, but at the same time, their support was coming in. It's going to be Boots. Movement speed from the courier. 3. Napalm stacks, and now SanSheng can turn this around. Telekinesis can drag it back, and that's the reason why Hao is here. Faith, there's no mana whatsoever.
No
blink up,
the
and there's a pickup. Throw down, drag back again. Not great attacks here from Hao. They're not getting enough damage here to actually kill off Faith just yet. They're keeping up with it. Regeneration.
Oh, Mu gets the regen as well. Those boots came in at the perfect timing for him.
That they did. And of course Rubik also there again at the perfect time.
Yeah.
And while all this is happening, you fully support off the bottom lane, look who's down there. KingJ up at level 5 at a bit. Pushing out that bottom tower, forcing the fortification, having an army of conversions to help him do so. Yeah. Without risking his own life.
Rubik and Chen both buying up one smoke each. So they will be going for very aggressive early game, moving around a lot. Not going to be farming up as much. But that's what you want to do. When you have an Enigma in your team, you really want to move around if you have a Chen as well. Utilize those ganks. Already going for it.
Look to come in that middle lane. And want anti-mage to get bigger and bigger. Doesn't this kind of remind you of your old strat? The CM as well as the anti-mage?
Just getting an anti-mage farm in the mid lane is quite nice. Oh, Rubik got detected there. Gank not really successful. Could have gone behind, but maybe they were scared of a sentry ward.
Well, you're going up against a team like IG, you assume they've got observers and sentries over the runes.
You assume they have sentries everywhere after that last game, some sick warding by IG. But in this game, we're only 5 minutes into a game. It's pretty hard for Naga Siren and Lion to afford too much.
Even their observer wards, like that observer ward's up on the hill, very much away from where TongFu would normally check for the ward. And that's, I believe, is the... Okay, so there's 2 of them. There's also a very deep observer ward. That's what looked out for the smoke as well.
Lion is still winless after 3 appearances. Maybe this will be his first win. Zhou still just playing so aggressive against Mu here on top. He doesn't have his ulti just yet, but he will have it so soon.
It's got Shikuchi, so if he wanted to dive that, he could have possibly killed off Mu.
He's trying to bait him with his ulti, because he was so close to getting ulti, but...
Well, Mu's got to infest now.
Changing his mind in the end. Oh, what? He jumps into his own creep and level 1 doesn't really kill them. Bit of a misplay there by Mu.
Yeah, Zhou, he can't capitalize as far as getting a kill, but he can hold him out. There's movement coming as well from SanSheng.
That's a big loss for Mu. Would have lain so much easier if he just jumped into enemy creep and killed it.
Instead he had to use his own salve to get his life points back.
He did, but against Zhou, it's not very easy to just straight up lane. Luckily for him, he is actually topping Zhou's last hits. So doing a good job, this move.
Yeah, 32-5 up against 26-4, but the guy is still completely in front of everybody. Well, is now SF, but it was for a long time, is KingJ. KingJ keeps moving through the jungle. He's like even intercepting these pull-throughs, while YYF is trying to find his farm, but he's still well away from having that Blink Dagger.
Yeah, that Blink Dagger is so important for the Batrider.
Oh, it's there. How just blinks away from it.
Of course, you can't disjoint and snare just by blinking as it's mid-air.
Top lane Zhou, they drew down a Sentry Ward. He's still got his time lapse available, wants to turn, try and fight up against Mu. Shukuchi off cooldown just a moment, being picked up, throwing down, time lapse out the damage. Shukuchi does go through, but they can see him again. That's why the troll is waiting in for Banana, so Zhou has to go back up again. He's got Shukuchi in 1 second time, he's going to use it. Into the tree line, he runs up high, they see him, he's around the corner, and Mu, there's the attack, Zhou, he can't get the kill in time. Life Stealer will take him out. Support was trying to rotate up from Faith as well as Chuan, but couldn't get there in time.
Very nice chase there, just closing him in, completely having 2 sentries dropped like this. As they came in from behind, he basically had to run up like that. And if he had that TP scroll that he has in base on top of his hero, then maybe he would have been able to get out.
Dire's middle tower is under
Wondering
attack.
what KingJ is going to be going down here on the bottom lane. Because right now, I would assume he's going to go mech build when he goes core like this. But he's taking a long time to farm up what's on that bottom lane.
The ward scouting out like a siren, moving into enemy jungle here. Faith.
Well, there's your troll trap. SanSheng with the telekinesis. How's already in the middle of this fight. Faith going to TP out. They're going to mana void though, and now cancel the TP. But Zhou doing a lot of damage there to SanSheng, and with one more attack, the Gemini attack should pick him up. Courier!
Oh. Low HP even as it moves in there.
Zhou wants to turn. He could get more on this. He's still got Gemini attack available. Whittling Banana away.
Yeah, no point in a swarm yet. Just being aggressive as it is.
6 HP on that troll, and Banana says no.
Yeah, Banana says thank you. Thank you for your hard work.
You can die now? Is that the way you say thank you?
Yes. Shadow Fiend gonna be clearing up some big camp here, just stacking it one more time, as we saw a lot when Fnatic were playing the Shadow Fiend on the mid role as well. But he is not having as good of a time with that first blood gank and with the rough lane that he has been having. He is not on the same level of farm.
Yeah, he's catching up. He's definitely catching up. KingJ is moving around with now level 7, so 4 points up in the Convergence, only 2 points up in the Malefice. He's moving around with SanSheng, who's hoping to find his level 6. But KingJ got that black hole available, and they will be hunting that SF. Knowing he's doing this little stack thing.
Oh yeah, that's when he goes missing, they know that he's out there doing exactly, and he gets...
Oh, what a time to have an illusion rune.
Yeah,
scouts out KingJ, scouts out the Rubik as well. Even maybe mistakenly using the Malefice on nothing but an illusion.
Yeah, so a lot of time committed there by the Enigma and Rubik, and not really getting anything out of it. Meanwhile, Batrider just farming away on bottom lane. He does have enough gold now.
He's even selling items to pick up that Blink Dagger. Meanwhile, up in the top lane, Hal being chased up by Zhou, and now with the Sentry Ward, Zhou realizes no mana left. He's got 6 Warden charges up his sleeve though, and the extra TP support's coming in for the Batrider. So they want to try and find... okay, so he TPs in, moves back, then pops a smoke, and then comes up.
It's good.
And that Sentry Ward's going to time out just before this happens too. So Blink in,
How
lasso.
strong is the burst?
Hold him there. It's Snare as well. Make sure Hal cannot move. Hand of God keeps him alive. Blinks away.
Hand of God. Too strong. Banana.
We saw Hand of God save IG so many times during the last game.
Oh yeah.
It's only rightly so that TongFu gets the same loving.
Yeah, it's a little bit funny, a little bit swap around really. Having the Weaver on the other team and now as well as the Chen on the other team. Maybe they got envious of the strength of the enemy team in the last game. Now some decent push coming in towards the mid, but with a full HP tier 1 and Shadow Fiend nearby, I don't believe they will be able to do too much against it.
Radiant's middle tower is
Some
under
easy
attack.
races from the jungle here, and
Radiant structures
push should
are
stop.
fortified.
Well, if Ferrari could get his timing right up. Yeah.
He's scared of the creeps though, some nice micro
Oh, they're going to
coming
TP
out
in.
of
The
Banana.
Batrider's the one coming inside the tree line. Flame Break going to bounce him back a little bit. Move. He's still got this infest, so if he requires it.
Nice pushing here really by TongFu. So good micro on the creeps and just dealing all the damage. It's
Keeping
gonna be
away.
deniable at least. And
Give her a
that's
shot.
it.
SF tried it, but Mu initiates on Ferrari 4-3-0. Flame Break actually pushes Banana in closer and get the Chen nuke off. Mu needs more hits. He does use the infest damage to get the kill. Ferrari goes down in the mid.
So kill on the solo mid as well as getting the tower. TongFu getting a lot out of that push. Not wasting any time anymore. And Mech is completely finished up on an Enigma.
And with that full mech, TongFu's pushing power just became even stronger, let alone the teamfight potential.
Yeah, that's true. We see a very different build, by the way, on Zhou as opposed to what Mu went for in the last game. He's going for more regen items, going for Basilius and Perseverance, but not really going for the build that Mu went for. Really early Bracer, Wraithband, Aquila into Treads. So more regen, more made for long laning and just simply farming up than fighting too early on. Of course, he doesn't have to stay on that mid lane as well, so he's not as exposed.
Faith is just pulling the aggro down right now. Who wants that tower? But he can't take it, not when the Batrider just behind it. And he sees it when the creep wave hits. Look at the Ferrari's flash farm, building into a BKB as his first item. A tier 1 tower in the middle lane. They'd like to take that as well. Controlling runes looks to be more important. Invisor in the bottom for him. And Zhou. Perseverance, Lincoln Sphere. What's that flying in for him right now? It's going to be the Ring of Aquila instead.
Yeah. So he has decent pushing power now with high mana and going for more points into the Swarm now as well. Didn't put any points into it until he hit level 8, but now starting to go for it. Top.
Flamebreak's just keeping him as far away as possible. Like that one pushed Moo down a little bit closer, but all they want to do is just keep this creep wave away because Ferrari's having a great time at mid. TongFu's committed so much to this top lane. They brought 5 heroes up here to try and commit to this. How's actually got a lifesteal in front of him, but on the bottom lane, fortification had to go off. Zhou is bringing down this tower, and Ferrari, if he came back to this middle lane right now, he'll put the tower within deny range, but he can take that tower quite easily.
Yeah, Zhou is really going to bring down this tower as well. If no one comes to defend, he will get the tower. And top is being held pretty much so far. They have the Naga Sleep as well, but with that infested and Anti-Mage is so scary, they back out.
There's How already TPing. He's coming towards the mid lane for Ferrari.
Oh, he canceled the TP with the Song of the Siren. Faith just setting up a little bit.
Nicely done, which
so
means
no
now
TP
Ferrari.
available for bottom and no TP mid.
It means if Ferrari wants to, they can, yeah. In fact, there's your tower. Zhou on the bottom lane. Gemini comes off cooldown. Deny for KingJ.
Nice
he
deny.
gets it too.
Really big deny.
Zhou doesn't look for revenge. That middle tower is still above the deny range. The Chen creep was down there. That was the thing that was holding it up against Ferrari.
Yeah, it is. And also, now with that top tower being gone, we might see TongFu just start thinking about that Roshan as well. Hao wants to farm a lot, of course, but with Enigma, with Chen, with this lifesteal, they might just go for it.
They should be able to tank it up enough. The only issue they're going to have is if SF gets in there. But as you said, like Naga holding down, it's a good time to go. With the Blink Dagger still lasts on YYF.
Scary part is also Batrider. Like that is going to be your deterrent from going into the Roshan. If he blinks you, if he grabs you, you might find yourself in such a bad position.
Oh, they're waiting for the bottom rune. There's going to be Moo comes down. YYF, the smoke's not broken. And Moo, he does go in. They're going inside the pit. And I'm pretty sure YYF got a glimpse of that. If he goes to the Firefly, now he sees it. We'll catch up Banana first, though. So Lasu got drag him back down the river. It's a slow movement, though. It doesn't get him all the way down. The Astair will go, but Zhou's up on the high ground, too. Hand of God already been popped off. Zhou with the mech charge as well from KingJ. Keeps him alive. Zhou had to use his time left for that one. Now the Black Hole. Catches out the Weaver. Holds him there. Hao jumps in to play around with him, too, and he gets the kill.
Get a little bit of a return kill on the Chen, but not what they wanted.
They're looking for more. YYF. It was the infested to Hao, which allowed Moo to chase him down,
and
going into the open wounds.
Still gonna bring down the Roshan as well. The creeps even keep fighting it as the Eidolons do die. But that's such a nice fight for TongFu, getting all those kills. Now still gonna claim the Rosh.
Yep. But this also means, well, is that actually a full? No, it's a full armlet at least for the life sealer, but Hao, if he gets the last hit here, he will have himself his full Battle Fury available. But he needs to get the last hit, so they give it to him. Nah, looks like someone else took it.
Give the Aegis to him anyway, so he's gonna have that one now, farming a lot safer. And of course, this early on in the game, when you have a lifesteal and Anti-Mage, you're not looking to put too much pressure on the enemy, but with that fight, beautifully done. And the Chen so clutch that he didn't get pulled down, down the edge there.
Just such a slow moving Batrider. Like normally if they had like maybe Tranquils, you may have made it over the edge, but...
Normal boots, not too fast, man.
Yep.
So yeah, this early on Tranquils are nice, because when you grip someone, maybe you don't get hit at all. And then you have that plus movement speed being so high. I believe it's 75 on the Tranks. So early on in the game, having those upgrades would be nice. And we see this movement by IG, putting all that pressure that James wanted to see.
They're going to see if they can jump in, catch one person out, and then make the most out of it. That BKB's flying in as well for Ferrari. So Ferrari's got what he needs to.
No way. YYF flying into the enemy the tower, tier 2 tower's vision even. And Moo is perfectly safe.
TongFu realize it. No one's on the bottom lane, no one's on the top lane.
Firefly are gonna be on cooldown now, so they can't really just go for a fight as well. Because Firefly in this early game, or even in the mid game, like Firefly is the big part about Batrider. Not having it, you can't really team fight.
You don't see the vision, don't have the damage.
Dire's bottom
Full Battle
tower
Fury is
under
done
attack.
now, so 17 minutes for Treads and Battle Fury. It's quite okay when you have a lifesteal with this much farm as well. Having armlet, having drums, having phase boots, he's looking great for farm. So TongFu in a pretty strong position in this game, with 5,000 gold lead and 5,000 experience as well.
They're going to try and fight again. Live stealer inside of Hal. And we're already going to steal by SanSheng. Enigma.
In
That
they
blink
go.
dagger, he can't find it. Yeah, you're right though. They do jump in.
That's a
Naga
so
throws
fast
the ulti,
snipe.
but Moo, how much damage does he have? Faith, he needs to. Ooh. Rage wore off. He couldn't keep hitting. But Lion brought back almost instantly into that and TP to the tier 2 tower in mid.
And that buyback doesn't really do anything. Like, it's too far. No tier 1 to TP to. There's no way they can just hold the enemy there with Naga Siren Song for that long. So, just some waste of gold.
Oh, this is a big position. Be caught out. Ferrari has to spot the BKB, but does TP's AM ulti will cancel that TP and they pick him off. Things are going downhill for the defending champions and they're going perfectly for TongFu.
Bit uncharacteristic by Ferrari to get caught out so much by out of position there.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Oh, nicely done by SanSheng. Couldn't pull him back, but with Hal going
Still
in, Moo with the open wounds. There's your black hole. Nicely done. Holds faith. And that's all they really needed to show. Still with time lapse, but Finger of Death.
Finger of Death says no to Rubik, just killing him off.
That's amazing burst damage, but it's insanely long on the cooldown.
Radiant's
And
top
you took out a
tower is under
Rubik
attack.
after losing a lot of your teammates. You lost a tier 2 tower as well. And you didn't even claim the Aegis Immortal.
Yeah, everything spiking the way of TongFu, and that's still 3 minutes on that Aegis. Feels like longer, but that's just because they were fighting. This is gonna be really hard now for IG as Anti-Mage starts farming up their jungle. In fact, even Chen there stealing some creeps. So finding themselves in a bit of a struggle. Blink, Mech, and probably gonna head into a BKB now on the Enigma. No real other item progression though.
This is, wow, IG, they're staring down the barrel, man. They are absolutely staring down the barrel.
That they are.
They need something absolutely magical, and the only thing it's really going to be if all of TongFu set in one position, Naga holds them in with a sleep, and get the full wind up of the SF ultimate, and then Lion stuns them all. Like, I'm thinking very like best case scenario here.
They have some decent choices. If they manage to get the 4-staff on Batrider, they can start getting some pickups and then get the tower, but right now they're just really far behind, and TongFu looking so strong with this Anti-Mage lifesteal combination. It's kind of funny seeing them infest into an Anti-Mage. It's not the most common combination.
Well, he's going in anyway, so why not?
Radiant's bottom tower
I think we'll be
is
the only
under
other one
attack.
you'd want to do it in. Having that blink dagger of his. And TongFu is very happy that IG is not trying to gank him up right now. Because during this period of time, oh okay, Zhou's just going to TP out of the top lane.
There's actually a Rubik here as well, so they could be going aggressive on the Weaver. He doesn't have too much HP. But with a 15 stick on him, I don't think they will go.
Yeah, SanSheng just wants the Shikuchi.
Stealing that. Basher finished up. This lifesteal is really farmed. And he has an Anti-Mage to help him carry this. What are their net worth actually up to now? Both of them topping everyone in IG. So 9.3k on both. They're like twins, these guys. Just out farming the entire of IG.
And so they get that. Oh, they may even find Ferraris a little bit further out, while Hao looking down over Zhou, and Zhou, Shikuchi's in just a little bit closer. Have we actually seen a gem come up on anybody just yet? No, we've got Sentry Wards up on SanSheng. But no stability with a gem.
Yeah, it's kind of dangerous to go for a gem this early as well. They might want to go for it soon though.
While we're still having Firefly on cooldown, trying to walk himself around. Remember, there is that wall, but vision very, very restricted. And if YYF blinks, he's going to find Hal. There it is. He blinks. He goes for it, but Malifest up by KingJ. He's going to slow down YYF. Midnight Pulse. Well, look at the light points. Just disintegrate. Naga throws the ulti. Cancels the TB. Realized Moo's going to get the bash anyway. So Faith, one more hit.
Oh,
No!
Faith.
The rage wears up, but Blink gone down, and Hal wants to cast the ulti, then realizes it's full mana. Now he can cast the ulti, but it's stunned. Infest damage from Moo.
And they gotta keep going.
Yep, Shikuchi in from SanSheng. Gets the telekinesis grab.
And
3
IG.
players down for IG.
They might be looking at a very short game 3 here. As TongFu looking so strong when they go together. Nice play by TongFu.
And TongFu is just like, they're playing superb. They're playing absolutely superb.
And this is not stopping here.
Oh, IG have no real answer to this at all. I can blink into a last two won't happen. It's on cooldown for 45 more seconds. This should be racked. If not, possibly pushing in for the GG. It really depends. That black hole back off cooldown. There's 3 heroes caught in one position. Ferrari, there's your hole. Ferrari to be caught. Faith as well. Ferrari's going to go down, and he's lost him. Ferrari will buy back. Finger of Death doesn't even kill off SanSheng. The Rubik lives through it, and they pop the back. They get their life back again.
9 earn charges on him.
Oh, move. Ferrari has to use the BKB defensively again. YYF wants to get out there, moves out to safety.
And TongFu, they're gonna break down the tower as well. The Urn just keeping everyone high on HP. Nice flame break though.
Bottom tower has fallen.
Trying to finish off the racks too. KingJ running. Oh, he's basically out of mana now.
This is where TongFu don't want to overextend too much.
They want the racks though. This is a golden opportunity for them to take out that melee. But
Batrider has ulti. They should really just back off now. They took a really amazing fight. Try not to get caught out now.
They even
at least
stand.
heal up their lifesteal a little bit before going, but not having Black Hole, not having the Infest or anything really available. I have it really soon though.
They stand and hold on the high ground. They're not falling back. They want this racked.
Yeah, it's just waiting for that Infest. Now they have it.
Where's your jump? They're coming in for the racks already.
Probably gonna go on YYF if they can.
They still want to focus on the racks. Ferrari's probably going to be the bigger target. The fact he's got the BKB down that can kill him off. Zhou comes in close. How? The conversion will finish off the racks, and that is going to be melee racks down in favor for jump in. They go straight to Ferrari, pick him up. There's already that snare holding Moo out. He's trying to go for something, but YYF very low on life. Malivastan really controlled him up a lot. How raised the tier 4 tower as well as Ferrari. He has to back up. He needs more life points.
A lifesteal goes on Faith.
Oh, Faith. The nuke is already there. The penitence Rubik. Well, actually, it was trying to be an ultimate out there from Hal to kill Secure, but not going to happen. And TongFu will finish up this bottom racks.
Such a strong display just going in here. Look over to advantage, Toby. Look at golden experience and just look how well TongFu are doing.
Superb. Not once have they lost the advantage up against IG.
And this is 24 minutes. Usually we see this type of advantage peak about 45 minutes in or 40 minutes in. TongFu just taking the control early game with a lifesteal and anti-mage lineup.
Yep. They're looking great, man. They still got to finish the job. Like, Zhou's pushing on the top lane. He's still... Oh, man. This is the problem with going a Lincoln Sphere build. You go this Lincoln Sphere build, and then all of a sudden, you got no damage dealing items. You've just lost your bottom racks. You're 24 minutes in. You still actually haven't finished the Lincoln Sphere. And then you've got to wait more time before you get time and space to farm up your damage dealing items.
Yeah, that's true. And even so, we see Roshan gonna be up soon as well. So with that bottom racks being gone now, IG have to push out this lane a lot if they want to even contest the Roche. And if they don't, that's basically gonna be an easy win for TongFu. Putting an Aegis on the anti-mage again, just infesting and jumping in. There's no real answer to it.
Should be full. In fact, there it is. BKB Blink Dagger up on the Enigma.
BKB, Blink, and Mech at 25 minutes. That's one strong Enigma. And he's been fighting a lot. He's 1-0 and 7. So we actually have 2 people in TongFu not having died a single time. Moo with an amazing performance on his lifestealer.
Yeah, it's been superb for him.
And he has the gold for a Super Basher now if he wants to go straight into that direction.
I wouldn't be surprised with the BKB this a lot from SF. Doesn't have to rely on the chance.
A reliable stun against that Batrider, against anyone that his partner in the anti-mage wants to jump on, would be really good, and he does go for it. See IG just moving around.
Oh, look at the moment. Lasso gonna grab Banana, drag it back in again, so free gold. Maybe even a couple of the creeps as well.
Easy pick off there for IG. Used the ulti, of course, of Batrider, but still, that's a nice little kill.
Their only downside is after getting that kill, Zhou walked into the Sentry Ward.
So in the end, not worth it for IG losing Zhou as well, as he was a little bit too greedy chasing after those creeps.
They have a buyback on him, but they need it right now. Hal is coming in close. Remember, Abyssal Blade is available range. Oh, Ferrari's going to get out in time, and here comes KingJ. Malivastan with the BKB, unaffected into the hole, holding Ferrari in position. He'll go down.
KingJ with the move.
Oh, we knew it was the end to the Naga ultimate, and we see it again. They're going to come in for the tier 3 tower. The bottom racks is already, the creep wave's already in through the bottom, so TongFu, it is a nail into the coffin, but they need to bury IG right now. And they should be able to do it. That tier 3 tower. Well, Batrider wants to go in. Lasso's on cooldown for 7 more seconds. As Mu continues to, well, he just turns the armlet off with a lifesteal.
And we have Blink Batrider ulti available, but not really any way they can stop this. Without Shadow Fiend nearby, they can't kill anyone.
When the Anti-Mage Illusion comes down and attacks him, he can't use his Blink Dagger anymore either.
What did he steal? He stole Earth Spike. So a good disable available for Rubik now.
Oh, they're going to pull a Rock's Kiss. Pull out, turn around, go back in again.
They might
smoking, or is it Roche time?
It's Roche time, so they might just go for that. And there's no way that IG can contest this, I feel.
Especially when Hal picks up a DD rune. And what's he going to buy up here? 4,000 gold up his sleeve. He picks up a Reaver. So 1,700 gold for him.
HP to just go in and do his thing. He doesn't have to deal damage insanely fast. As long as he doesn't die, it's going to be fine.
And from here, I can see Chuan's face, and he is not looking. I would say optimism is void.
Yeah. He's not entertained.
How? At the end of this DD rune.
Mid lane, How just going in.
They're going to be scared of him when they don't see Mu at the very, very start. They've got to think again, like how many times is Mu infested into this AM?
How jumping up and just stealing these creeps from Weaver as well.
Careful of the couriers. Hiding in the tree line.
And we almost have a full heart on this Anti-Mage. He has 2,000 gold, needs just about 300 more to finish up the entire Vit booster. And the recipe, infest into SanSheng this time.
Well, he's a man with a 4 staff, and it's a real high movement speed with a haste rune. Courier actually difficult to be seen there.
Do they know about it? No, they're just going for top.
Looking for the kill.
Trying to find Zhou, gonna find him.
They do, but they need the vision, and now they got him. Jump out. Oh!
And they bring him down.
Even Banana TP's back to base just to be safe.
And that's the 5th death of Zhou, and there's 5 deaths on Ferrari. TongFu are just so good at shutting down both the carries in this game of IG.
And that 909, if they kill Mu, it'll be brilliant, but he's walking around with an Aegis. You're not going to be killing Mu anytime soon.
Yeah, Mu is just too strong, especially with his Aegis. And also Anti-Mage with that heart now being delivered from the chicken. I feel they can just go for this last push and finish the game.
Yeah,
victory is in their sight.
It is, but they don't want to risk too much. They still want to make sure they go through the motions. They've got a huge advantage, over 20,000, almost 25,000 worth of gold. But as we have seen in previous games earlier today,
throws are possible.
Throws are always possible. Throws are always possible.
Man. This game looks pretty heavy to throw, and TongFu, the way they have been playing in this game is just so disciplined and so well organized. Even Enigma topping the entire net worth of IG now, so he's more farmed than anyone in IG. Making that the 3rd hero to just top it.
Decent reason. He keeps on getting all these kills and had a great lane as well. They didn't really
infests.
Who's it inside of? It's inside of Hal.
Yeah, I like the Vladimirs for C as well on Chen. When you have 2 melee carries like this, you really want to have Vlads available so that they lifesteal even more in the team fights, even if you have lifesteal already.
Here comes the defense.
This is going to be the fight.
Up on that top lane.
Well, actually, we have Chen pretty far away, but they might still go.
Yeah, Hal's already just jumping himself in, starting on the tower.
There we go.
And there's a big blink here. Ferrari, there's already the last two, and in comes the black hole. It hits on nothing. It's a pure gear right here. And they're going to dive in deeper. Ferrari, though, will still go down. So 2 heroes on the sidelines. YYM, now he'll be bashed up and manifolded up. GG!
GG!
The flag of IG will have the light turned off it. And TongFu will remove the defending champions, IG. This is as close as they get to the grand final.
What an amazing performance in Game 2 though by IG. I mean, you really have to commend them for the way they played, but TongFu, they came back here, down 1 game, and they took 2 games straight.
Yeah, that takes some heart, man. That takes some heart, and that's exactly what TongFu was shown. I'll have to show more of it. Of course, they've got a tough opponent in the next round. That'll all be coming up later today, but for now, TongFu, they'll get to celebrate their victory here over IG.
Oh, yeah.
And that's a wonderful thing to do. So, well, the ISQ might be